This guy was waiting for us. I think he made all his money off of just our bike ride alone. Basically, you know, he knows you're going to be stuck in the middle of the road. He sits there, pays for gas cheap, and charges you an arm and a leg for it. But it's okay. He was a nice guy. And by the way, it's not Mulége, it's Mulége. Mexico has some of the most beautiful deserts, and all the deserts look completely different. It's really incredible. Mexico actually has everything. You have deserts. Ooh, look at me. Oh my God, I'm so cute. Sorry, I digress. So, Mexico has actually everything. Deserts, oceans, rainforest type. I mean, you get all kinds of activities you can do. Why do I sound like a traveler? So this right here, he completely copied me. I did that about one city earlier. What happened, George?
I wanted to stop here, but it's...
You stopped in the sand.
Yeah.
Smart.
I thought I have a double traction.
I'm happy. I thought you were leaving me. So I had a GoPro on my head as well. If you can see, George had a GoPro, I had a GoPro, so we got so many different angles because he has to keep his eyes on the road, and I had the ability to be his second pair of eyes and move around, and not just move around, but not move my head so quickly because, as you can see, he has to constantly be watching the road. And this is not my selfie stick, just letting you guys know. That nerdy selfie stick was given to me by George, but it's great to use. It just doesn't look as cool. You get pretty cool angles with it. And it's very sturdy. It didn't break once, and we were going like 100 miles per hour. But look at the roads. I mean, the roads were pretty good. People were telling us how scared we should be. You can see some cracks there, and there were a few like dips and potholes, but not much. And you got to be careful for like your random calves and cows and bulls and boats and whatever else. Horses, you got all kinds of things. Slow trucks. But everybody was super nice. They usually gave you the heads up on when you can cross. And I've never been on a long road trip before. I was actually a little bit concerned, a little scared, because I'm 5'10" and I weigh about 150 pounds. So we had that, and we had about 4 bags on there that were super heavy, and the bike itself is about 650.
Hello? Grino. Full. Magna Premium. Nice
one. We were debating whether we should do Baja or mainland Mexico, but mainland Mexico was a little more complicated. It required a whole other permit just to enter that portion. And you got the drug cartels, etc. We weren't trying to do all that. We decided to play it safe because of COVID. We didn't want too many variables. So the only thing is you had some checkpoints here, which you needed to stop. They didn't check any of our stuff. They just asked us questions, where we were coming from, etc. Super nice guys.
¿Dónde viene? Cabrón. Wait, 1 second. I have music, 1 second. Ah. Perfect. Where do you come from? Ensenada, Iguana. Where are you going? To Cabo San Lucas. Cabo San Lucas? Yeah. Motorcycle trip. Okay.
Thank
you. Bye. But why are you staying here? Why are you staying here?
¿Por qué estoy aquí?
Yes.
Estamos más que nada para que evitar tráfico de drogas del sur, USA.
But they don't, from Sinaloa, yes?
Sinaloa, barco a La Paz. De La Paz, Tijuana.
But through here, no al mar, al Golfo
Eu
California.
vengo din Tecate, más fácil así.
Sí. Pero sí, mucho
Tijuana
droga.
está crazy.
Mucho droga.
Tijuana sí.
We watched Netflix. Chapo, you
El
know?
Chapo.
Yeah. He's in the jail, yeah? Chapo.
Wow.
Estados Unidos, ¿no? El Chapo.
Estados Unidos,
Ahí
sí.
está el Chapo.
He's famous. I mean, like, the people here in Mexico are very nice, but they don't talk about how nice is our people, you know?
No se habla que amable está mexicano, solo el malo ni
Drogas,
se habla.
Eso es lo malo aquí en
No está
México.
okay.
Mucha droga, mucha delincuencia.
Y no,
Delincuentes.
we're filming
All the trip we're filming,
Filming.
and we will post it for people to see that Mexico is very nice and safe. Seguro.
Pero hay partes donde no es seguro.
Baja California.
Aquí sí.
Aquí sí.
Tamaulipas, allá.
Lo so.
Malo.
pero everywhere está parte
Sí,
mala.
partes.
Sí.
Aquí es tranquilo.
Ya.
Todo bien.
Gracias.
Gracias.
He's obsessed. There's 3 words that he knows in Spanish, and that's cartel, Chapo, and Sinaloa. I swear, he literally asked everybody on the trip about Chapo. Clearly, someone watches too much Netflix. Super nice guys, though. Everybody at the security checks were very nice. Once they found out where we were coming from, where we were going, they just let us go. You know, I remember it being really hot that day, so I would suggest to people to bring all kinds of clothing because all of Baja, it either can get really hot and you could be by the warm Baja area, or it gets really cold randomly in the desert. So we had to stop sometimes to put our second pair of long sleeve shirts underneath our jackets, zip them up more. So just be prepared for all kinds of weather throughout Baja. I can tell. I remember. Make sure, what I suggest is we both had 2 water backpacks. That way, throughout the trip, we were able to just quickly drink water and stay hydrated. Lots of curves coming up. The trip to Mulége was very curvy. They were very sharp curves. I noticed that throughout the entire trip. Beautiful scenery. I mean, it was gorgeous. Look at the water. So blue. This particular Airbnb, I mean, we're not super shishi, but this was terrible. It was like, it looked like somebody got murdered there. Like it was in the middle of, it looked like a episode out of Breaking Bad. Like I think there was a meth lab somewhere in the back. scheduled our stops every couple hours because the way that you're positioned, your back starts to kind of feel tight and your legs and your knees. So it's good. I would recommend every 2 hours as the stop. It felt pretty good stretching every couple hours. I hated driving by the water here.
Brian's place is closed. It has to be. Hello? Someone here?
Because we canceled their Airbnb, we basically drove around randomly asking people for places to stay. Remember those curves I told you about? Well, during that ride, somewhere along the way, I guess we missed tying a bag up. Where's our bag?
Huh?
Where's our bag?
Where?
Where is it?
Where?
The black bag. Did you leave it at the place?
No. But you remember we had it there? We had something important? Baby.
And I realized that all of my clothes in one bag. And I told him, let's split the clothes up so that half of them are in the bag that are his and then half of them are mine. But no, it was all my clothes. And guess what? It fell off on the side of the curve somewhere. And I had no clothes for a couple of days. And let me tell you, guys' underwear are not comfortable. Although I do appreciate the extra space in the front, not comfortable at all.